Aries, what's up, Aries? I'm just laying your cards, laying them right now. And I said, let me turn this recording on because I haven't been on camera working on my equipment, guys. Trying to get it up to par to get back on camera. But I said, I want to lay these cards so that Aries can hear me because I'm telling you, it's so funny how these readings come out. That's why I like to be on camera, just so nobody's a skeptic. I don't have time to play with you guys. Oh, funny, the card that just came out for the past lifetime deck. I laid your the regular cards before I started it. Then when I saw how things were, when I laid the first romance card, I said, let me turn this on because there's no coincidences. And I just laid your past lifetime card. I try to shuffle them. I've been trying to shuffle them and lay the cards to have a little bit more time. And that's so funny. These cards are so funny, just how they come together. This doesn't even need to be read. I wish it was on camera so you guys can just look at it and go, oh, okay. Or if there's any readers out there that watch and just go, oh, okay. You don't have to explain that. But welcome to Frequency Bro Radio. I'm your host, Madam X. 1 second, I'm going to take a sip of my chai tea with almond milk. Delicious. Anyway, it's going to be cold by the time I finish this, and I cannot stand cold anything. But welcome to your reading, your love and your romance reading, love and relationship readings for the month of December, guys. And I'm telling you, a lot of people are just cutting to what they really want to get you, cutting through the bullshit for your past lifetime card. I got the knighthood, and I believe it's so funny because I have a Venus in Gemini, so I was watching some stuff having to do with readings having to do with Gemini and things like that. And the last reading I did for Gemini, that was the last reading I did before Aries because I'm going backwards, and I got the knighthood card for them too. And I had never drawn the knighthood card out of the past lifetime deck before, and I read it. I did my interpretation, and then I read it from the book for Gemini. I'm gonna just do the same for you, Aries. I'll give you my interpretation in regards to this spread, and then I'll read it from the book. So even before, it was so funny, even before coming into the reading, I feel like Aries, if I said Gemini, I meant Aries. But Aries coming in too, I feel like you have swords energy this month. You definitely have some swords energy because one of your cards that you got was the Knight of Swords as far as your thoughts, what's on your mind, really kind of how you're feeling. And I really felt like that was cutting to the point of a lot of things. And I know Aries personally, shout out to any Aries that I know that may be watching this, but I know some Aries personally, and I know it's a lot of just cutting to the point of things, like trimming the fat. I feel like is a key term for Aries. But before, and then you got the knighthood card, which is the knight in the card with the sword up. So for this month, a lot of you Aries, or maybe just lately, you guys may have been feeling more of that swords energy, which is the signs of Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. But you guys, I feel like, have taken on some of this swords energy. But coming into the reading, like, that's funny when I say trim the fat, because the feeling that I got for Aries, what I was my feeling for Aries before even laying any cards was clean up. Plain clean up, getting everything nice, neat, and organized as you go into the new year. And that's really my theme. That's really my theme for how I feel like Aries wants to go into the new year. Not that anybody wants to go into the new year with things out of whack. I think most people try to tie things up at the end of the year, but just judging by some of the things you've been through with the cards that came out on the table, Aries, it may be more cleanup than some others. It may really be getting things in order and trimming that fat and really cleaning up whatever you're dealing with, whether it's in the romantic realm. This is a love and relationship reading, but I also get a heavy focus on the money, because we got 2 of the pentacle cards and 2 of the court pentacle cards, and one came out in the bottom of the deck, which gives another overall flavor to the reading. It's like an overall kind of sum up of the reading. And then in your future card, you also got a pentacle card. So you had the page of pentacles in the bottom of the deck and the 7 of pentacles in the future card, which both indicate, 1 second, they both indicate achievement and hard work, because that page of pentacle is an achievement card, because it's a come up, it's an offering of new business, new ventures, new starts, new contracts. It is like the finalizing of something big, the start of something big. It might not yet be that payoff, but it really is having an offering. It is having something substantial that can be quite fruitful in the works. And on this card, so let me just tell you the cards. And it's so funny, I picked up the Page of Pentacle cards to kind of look at it and talk about it, and then, which is the bottom of the deck, and right under that you have, and I'm not reading these in reverse, I have read some of the introductions in the book, you know, not the card meanings or anything, but the introductions from the author of this deck, Chris Marchetti, and he said himself he doesn't do reversals in this one, so I read reversals really any other time, and what I'm gonna tell you can apply to whether it was a reversed or upright, because I'm gonna interpret how I interpret the cards. But when I picked up the Page of Pentacles, and as I'm looking at it, I'm holding it, but what's facing me is the Ace of Pentacles, which is right under the Page of Pentacles. So good money news, good money things coming. Not coming without hard work, not coming without planting the seeds. So this is nothing that's coming out the blue that you did not earn, that you have not been looking at. Like, is all my hard work, is everything that I have done even worth it? Because maybe you felt like some of the things you planted on the Seven of Pentacles cards, there's a woman and there's a tree, a very luscious green, growing tree that kind of takes up the whole picture. Very round tree, which symbolizes it is fruitful. It is a tree of abundance. It is a tree. It's almost like money growing on the tree, but there's like a little squirrel on top of one of the pentacles. There's sheep in the background. So you could feel like some little squirrels have come up and stolen things off your tree. They have stolen some of the nuts off of your tree, some of the harvest off of that tree, but you have taken the hard work and you tend to this tree every day, till the soil, you do what's needed, water the tree, you've made it grow, there's a ladder there, so you even get up on the tree to pick the fruit from the leaves and the vines, you get up into the tree to maybe pick out some of the pests and some of the weeds and take care of some of the leaves. So, and you've been maybe thinking, and it's funny because on one side of the card it's light, and almost on another side of the card, I don't know if this is the artwork or if it's done on purpose, it's like on the right side it's a little darker, but on the left side it's a little brighter. So it's almost like feeling like, have you been able to see the results? Will you see the gains? Will you see the harvest from this tree? Will you see the fruits that this tree has to bear? Because it's been some work, and you definitely will. You will with the Page of Pentacles, and you will with the Ace of Pentacles, because the Ace means there was a start, and the pages you're pushing it along, and you're taking what's there, and you're gonna make even more out of it. But it is gonna take some work. There's a beautiful, beautiful peacock on the Page of Pentacles card, and that really symbolizes beauty and growth. So whatever that you have, and I'm trying to see what that is in his other hand, if that's a part of his outfit or what this is behind him. I don't know if that's a pot with like a honey pot. It doesn't look like bees, but there's something else going on the other side of the card. I might should read the book just to understand the illustration, because I can't quite tell what this yellow thing with the black speckles are on his left side. But in any event, you're gonna take this opportunity, this big opportunity, this whatever it is, this passion for business or whatever it is, and you're gonna make it your own, and it's gonna be with your hard work. So, oh gosh, I've already talked 8 minutes, and I didn't even really do an introduction. So that's just how much these cards for Aries had caught me. So let me just tell you what's on the table. I'm using the Gilded Tarot, the Chris Marchetti Gilded Tarot. You have for the overall feeling, you have death. You have the Knight of Swords on your mind. You have judgment in your past. You have the Knight of Cups with you a trait which you had within you, something to use on your side within you, and then you're working towards your future, which is the Seven of Pentacles. You had it's funny because the romance cards are just going to back it up, that we're not just talking about love here, we're talking about relationships, and it all ties in. You have the finances and career card, the express your love and to give your relationship a chance. In the past life deck, which I use those cards to really help you get to the root of what the issues are when it comes to the romance and the relationships, the career, whatever this reading pulls in. Guys, these are romance and relationship readings, but I'm going to talk about whatever the cards bring up on the table. So in the past life deck, you got the Knighthood card. Also, I'm not too much of a stickler for the positions that the cards come out in. I mean, I use it as a guide, but I'm reading it as a story altogether. So I'm just going to get right into it. I'm going to try to wrap this up before 15 minutes, definitely before 20. So I'm just going to read you the picture that's on the table. And you just want to understand what we already talked about the Pentacles cards. It ties into everything that has to do with your love and relationships, your finances. And I was just having a conversation with the Aries last night. And sometimes I hate when I talk to people with certain signs and then do readings, because I don't want to pull any of that stuff in. But you really can't control what comes out in the cards. And the cards say your finances are tied into the relationship. The finances are tied into what's going on in a relationship. And even it could be standing between, because this is for many Aries out there. It's a general reading. For something more personal, hit me up at frequencyreal.com to talk about it. But this even could be coming in the way of your relationship, because with the finances and career, to express your love and give your relationship a chance, is maybe saying that the finances and career does not have to be so much of a worry as it is. And if it is, it can be worked out. So with working with your partner, with getting together with your partner, with sticking in the love that you have for each other, you can make it through whatever financial difficulties are, because it's not only gonna turn around, but it's already turned around. You may have more, or your work may already be starting to show for itself than you even realize. So it's not that I see for a lot of Aries, there's a relationship that's an issue. And even with the finances and career, you guys could be involved with somebody you work with. It could have something to do with the working relationship, Aries. There could be some things going on there, but in some way the finances and career definitely tie into your love life, which with a lot of us, when we're in partnerships and marriages, and if there's anything going on financial, I mean, that's gonna have a bearing on the relationship, most definitely. But with the Death card, let's talk about the Death and the Judgment for a moment. You're coming from judgment, and what the Judgment symbolizes to me, it's many trials and tribulations, it's many phases that you have to make it through. We come through judgments every day when things happen, and we have to make decisions about how things are going to be done, what we're going to do about things. And the Judgment comes after the Death. The Death came out as just center card in this reading, as the overall present situation. The Judgment came out in the past position. Aries, take the readings very deeply and very seriously, because you just don't, if you guys aren't into this heavy, you just watch it for entertainment, you just don't understand how deep the readings go. The Judgment is in your past position. The Death is in this overall vibe of the reading position. The Judgment comes after the Death. So what that basically is saying is, you have been through things that have led you to this point. The Death has caused a transformation for you to get to the point where you are today. You've had to die many deaths. Many situations had to die. Many things had to go for you to transform into your new self. And the Judgment is here to tell you, with you having this mentality of really getting to the course of who you are, cleaning up a lot of shit, a lot of clutter in your life, and really trimming the fat and getting to the bottom of things, you are going to be successful. You are going to have that love. You are going to be a soldier in your armor that nobody can mess with. Nobody can put a chink in that armor, because you've been through the depths and you've been through so many judgments that you stand strong. And not only do you stand strong as a knight in the knighthood, you have love on your side. And that is the dichotomy of this reading, which is really so beautiful, because you can be this stern person, you can be this knight, you can be this fighter, you can have your sword ready to cut, ready to go. You are prepared for battle in any situation you go through. But at the end of the day, you are a loving person inside. You are full of love. Oh, I was about to say, did I hit something? You are full of love, and you have what it takes to not only conquer any challenges that come your way, but you have, when I say trim the fat, You have totally transformed, and you are totally cutting away from who you used to be, like a snake shedding their skin, like somebody taking their mask off, like somebody cutting away at the old version of themselves. To, like, when people go into surgeries, when people go into things like that, and the swords could also indicate different surgeries that are on your mind, things you've been through, things that might be coming up, but it's all gonna be fine. You are cutting, like when people go through surgeries where they get body enhancements, or they might go get a tummy tuck or this or that, plastic surgeries, to become this new person. I'm not saying that that's what you're doing, Aries. There may be some Aries out there doing that. But what I'm saying is you're cutting away the parts of yourself that no longer service you in the direction that you're moving into. And you're really using that sword to cut away the parts of yourself. I feel like this is a lot of inner stuff, and to cut away the additional things in your life that you don't need, and the people that you don't need, because you have gone through this death, and you have gone through the judgment. You've gone through it. There's no need to go through this transformation all over again. Know that you do come from that knighthood. You were a soldier in the past. You were a fighter in the past, which is very believable for Aries, because yes, we have calm and docile Aries, but most Aries I know will get with your ass if they are so inclined to, or if you want to indulge them in a duel or a challenge. I don't know Aries who really back down from a challenge. I know very nice Aries. My dad is an Aries. First day of Aries, so Pisces cusp, but he is the first day of Aries, the 21st. And nicest person you want to know, but ain't about the bullshit. If I was to get a beating, he was the one that gave it to me. My mom was a Libra, never hit me in her life. Like, she smacked me one time when I was 16 when I was mouthing off. But my dad was the one I was afraid of, but I'm a daddy's girl. I can't say I'm closer to my dad than I am my mom. I have a great relationship with both, but I am definitely a daddy's girl. But he was also the one who instilled fear. If, I could mouth off to my mom and act up with my mom all day long. She was in the army. She knew how to handle guns, but she still was not about punishments. But when all my mother had to do was say, I'm going to tell your dad. And that just shut the situation all up. Dad was not a person I mouthed off to. I don't think I really mouthed off to my dad till I got about 16 or 17, and he chased me around the house. He was too old. He just could not. We lived in a big house. He just could not catch me. And I think he realized it might not be too many beatings after that, because, I was tired of that. But not to say I got a whole lot of beatings. I'm just saying Aries has no problem being that disciplinarian or pulling out that sword, even though you are a fire sign. They have no problem cutting down to business when it's time. So I say that to say, Aries, that you have what it takes to be strong, but you also are going to have what it takes to be loving and to be nurturing when it comes to yourself, your career, and your finances, going easy on yourself, not being so hard on yourself, and also really deepening your bond with your partnership, working on your partnership, coming out of a mode of going through all of the trials and tribulations, the judgments that you've been through, to really get with your partner and say, okay, let's focus on us. And if you have a family, your family, and what you got to do going forward to be strong together. I see nothing but love and stability in Aries partnerships. It's just going to take for you to show your soft side, for you to show your love and your support to your partner, and also relax on yourself when it comes to finances and career. Maybe hard times right now, but that's going to change, Aries. It's going to change. Like I said, you have love on your side. You have the Knight of Cups below you. So you have love on your side. You have that cup on your side. Cups represent, of course, the water signs. Cups represent the love, the emotion. The Knight of Cups is coming in with a great offer. The cup is up in the sky, and he's he's very regal on this card to me. He's adorned in red and gold. The horse wears he's draped in a gold and red cape. The knight on the horse, he has on the red and gold suit of armor and clothing, and then he holds this beautiful a gold cup that even has a light coming from it. So the light is on your side. Everything that you have is within you. You have the support, you have the love, and that is something to really, really, really take solace in. It's something that should definitely calm your heart, calm your nerves, and calm your worries, because you are the direction you're going. It is success. It is bearing. You're going to harvest. You're going to pick the fruits from this tree of your hard labor, because 7 is working hard, but it's being at a place where you're like, what have I done up until this point? Am I working hard enough? And how am I going to work smarter and not even necessarily harder going forward? You know what I mean? So it's like how to take the way you've done things and the way you've worked on things, your relationship, your career, your family, everything, and do it in a way that's easier on you. Work when they like I said, when they say work smarter, not harder. Do it in a way where you don't have to so much fight as the knight, but you can get more bees with honey than you can get with vinegar sometimes. But because you had that knighthood in the past lifetime card, that's what you're used to. You have that fight inside of you. You have lived that lifetime. You have functioned that way. And sometimes all you know to do is pull out that sword and operate from that point of view. But going forward, I think as we go into 2017, you're going to realize it's not going to really be about that, Aries. It's going to be about this transformation that has become you, this new way of thinking, new way of feeling.